Hello. In this devotional, I'm going to share with you 3 thoughts from Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 24 through 28, where we will learn a little bit more about the Spirit of the Lord. Ezekiel 36, 24 through 28 says, I will take you from the nations and gather you from all the countries and bring you into your own land. I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean from all your uncleanness. And from all your idols I will cleanse you. And I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you. And I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh, and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and be careful to obey my rules. You shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your God. Ezekiel has been pronouncing judgment on all of the different nations, all the nations around Israel who were worshiping foreign gods, who did not adopt the God of Israel. They are all coming under condemnation. And there is a promise that the Lord gives to Ezekiel to share with the people of Israel who are in exile, that ultimately the Lord is going to bring them home. He's going to take them up from exile and place them back in the promised land. This is an amazing prediction for Israel. The promise that God has not forgotten them forever is one to encourage them as they continue to dwell in exile. The great promise is that ultimately the Spirit of the Lord will call them home, make them clean, and give them a new heart. Here are 3 thoughts from Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 24 through 28. Thought number 1, Israel will be returned home. They will be taken from exile, this place where they are being punished for their lack of faithfulness to the Lord, and they will be put back into that land of promise. They will be put back into their homeland from which they had been taken because of their disobedience and their chasing after other gods. The Lord is going to make possible a restitution for Israel. He is going to reestablish his covenant with them, because even though they were unfaithful to him, his great love for them will prompt him to return them to their home. Thought number 2, the Spirit of the Lord will make them clean. The great problem that Israel faced and the reason why they come under the judgment of the Lord is because they had made themselves unclean with idolatrous worship. They had filthied themselves with the gods of the Canaanites. And as they practiced this idolatrous worship, as they did these things that they were commanded not to do, as they were being prepared to enter into the promised land, the Lord punished them because they had violated his holiness. Because the Lord is kind, though, because he loves his people, he isn't going to leave them in that state. But instead, he is going to make them clean. He is going to remove this iniquity from them. He's going to restore them and bring them back to their home. They will be made clean before God so that they might worship him and him alone. Thought number 3, Israel will be given a new heart. This heart of stone that they have, this heart of stone that made it possible for them to worship these other gods, that made it possible for them to be faithless when they should have been faithful. The Lord is going to take that heart of stone and give them the heart of flesh. If you're familiar at all with Ezekiel, you might think about the valley of the dry bones, where Ezekiel sees this vision of all these dead bones lying around, and then all of a sudden they are given flesh again, they come back to life. This is the idea of the new heart that the Lord is putting into Israel. They'll have a new heart, they will have a new spirit, and they will be made alive once again. These three thoughts come to you from the assigned reading Ezekiel 31 through 36. If you'd like to read through the Bible with me, you can do so by joining the Facebook group Through the Bible, where we are reading the text of Scripture together.